I hope you guys can hear me. The last video I put out, someone said that they couldn't hear me. So I hope this message finds you. The devil's at play, and I've been trying to get this to go right since this morning. The Holy Spirit does not want me to wait. Doesn't want me to sit back. The Holy Spirit wants me to put it out now. The Holy Spirit wants me to put this message out now. And I keep getting obstacles in my way trying to stop me. This message is basically that I don't know if you guys know what Satan's kingdom is. If Satan's kingdom is any place that you have been held or captive or whatever it may be, that's Satan's kingdom. And basically, what I'm saying is that in Satan's kingdom, before I went to Satan's kingdom, I had an lucid dream that I was being picked up by a light being, and I woke up in this 3D physical realm hissing like a cat. Then a couple months later, I had a vision that the Holy Spirit sent me, and it was of a baby black lamb. And my ex-false flame asked me if I was Jesus, and I said to her no, not knowing what I was saying would come back to really bite me. So when I got into Satan's kingdom, I drew two light beings on some paper, and I put a dark background, and what showed up in the background that I didn't put there was a cat, a baby cat. So this man came in after a week after I drew this picture. And the man starts swinging his arms around, start flailing his arms around all over the place, and he was like, "Get away from me!" He kept saying that. So I sent a young man to go ask him, what was he swinging around at? He said he sees a 2 feet cat. So then I asked him, I sent the young man back to him. I said, go ask him what kind of cat was it. He said it was a baby lion. Now, the Holy Spirit sent me a picture. The Holy Spirit sent me a vision. And it was of me and this lion up in the clouds. Then the Holy Spirit sent me a vision, I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep saying picture. The Holy Spirit sent me a vision of me and a lion walking out of two doors into the sky. Then the Holy Spirit sent me a vision of the lion walking in darkness, but there's light all around the lion. And then the Holy Spirit sent me another vision. I drew that vision down. Then the Holy Spirit sent me another vision where the lion walking out of darkness into light. And I drew that one down as well. So then we are in a prayer meet, and I get this one kid to read the passage in the book, and it speaks about the lion that had been made to stand. Feathers were plucked, and the lion was given a man's heart. The man said he looked at me. He said he looked at me, and he had to look at me twice. He ran from me. He ran from me for 2 weeks after he read that. 2.5 weeks. Finally, I caught up with him. I said, "Man, what's going on? Why you not coming to prayer meeting?" He said, "To be honest with you, when I looked at your face, I had to look at you twice because I saw the lion's face on your face, and it scared me." In my lucid dream, I had a dream of me falling out of the sky, hitting the back of a car, landing on the ground, crawling to this house that was in front of me, crawled up the steps, knocked on the door, and asked to be let in. The house looked familiar, but I couldn't remember where I knew the house from or where I've seen the house before. Two women opened up the door and picked me up. And the woman said to me, "You have to be gone before the sun comes up." She says to me, "You used to know who you were before you left here." I said, "No, I knew who I was when I was here." She said to me, "You created Adam, but I don't know what took you so long to create me." Then she said, "Look at this picture." And it was like a pad, like a computer pad. It was her picture on there, and there was a cut around her ankle all the way around. And she said, "Do you think that's deliberate or you think that's an accident?" I said it was deliberate. She said, "Keep watching the screen." And as I'm watching the screen, a gold lion shows up. And the gold lion swiped with his right paw, spin to the right. Then the gold lion, the gold lion was on blacktop, on asphalt. It started to rain. And as it started to rain, the lion mane started to get wet, and it started to get closer and closer to his head. Then my face appeared on the lion's face. And that was my lucid dream. But then I spoke to another young man about the lion that had been made to stand. And the lion had been made to stand. Feathers were plucked. The lion was given a man's heart. Then, that same night, his wife had a dream that he was speaking to a lion, and the lion was speaking in parables. She said that it was so bright that it was blinding. She said she clasped her hands to ask for permission to come close. But the permission wasn't granted because the closer she tried to get, the brighter it got and the more further that they moved away. Then I had another lucid dream where there was a mountain in front of me. Then a hammer appeared in my hand. I took that hammer and I threw it at the mountain, but the mountain wouldn't crumble. But then when I roared, the mountain crumbled. That same morning when I woke up, 8 feet away from me, this man woke up right out of his sleep singing Lion King. And that was in 2022. Here we are in 2024. In 2024, no, before that, in Satan's kingdom, in between quaking state and awake, like I was falling asleep and just kind of awake but not awake. And I uttered the words, "I will open the books." Then the Holy Spirit, see, there's all this like demonic activity just stopping everything. Everything keeps interrupting. My phone's not working. Something's doing this, something's doing that. The music cuts off, turns on. I mean, it's just everything. Phone just overloaded with videos. I mean, just then someone tells me they couldn't hear my other videos. I mean, it's just on and on and on and on and on. It's just something. Uh, Demonic realm is at work. I'm going to tell you, it's real as real can be. The energy of Satan is real as real can be. But anyway, I'm hoping you guys can hear this message. I'm hoping you can hear what I'm trying to say to you. So, last year, December 13th, we all know that number to be a bad number. Friday the 13th. In my lucid dream, I hear the words, "Now they're open." And the first thing come to my subconscious is what I said in Satan's kingdom. When I uttered the words in 2022, I will open the books. Then, that day, on that same day, on Friday the 13th, no one really gets any good messages. No one. Friday the 13th, we know to be a really bad luck day. On that day, on Friday the 13th, I received a fortune on Friday the 13th. And this fortune reads, on that day, on Friday the 13th, same day, that morning that I had the lucid dream and hearing the God voice. I mean, really, really deep God voice and echo. And that voice said, "They are now open." And then I get this when I went to go eat lunch. It says, your potential will look like, your potential will look, limitless. When I grabbed it, I was like, man, that's like extremely, that's a really good fortune for Friday the 13th. So then I kept it, I marked it down because of that morning, what I heard in that God voice, really heavy, heavy voice. And then I was looking for an amulet. And I have been looking for an amulet for 4 days. At the time I had that lucid dream and I heard the God voice, it was 2 days that I have been already looking for an amulet. I was looking at Mjolnir hammer. I was looking at other amulets, like, but then the one thing I did forget is when I was in Satan's kingdom, I was sitting on the throne, and in that room there's a cement pillar, and out the corner of my left eye I saw the shadow of the lion. And this was after being there 2 years. After a year and a half of being there, I see the imagery of a baby black lamb on the floor right by my bed. And I have been there for a whole year and a half and never seen this imagery on the floor. Not that I was really paying attention, but when I was doing my Khalils is when I saw it. Now to get back to where I was looking for an amulet, and this amulet, and I kept looking and looking and looking and looking and looking. Nothing was catching me. Nothing was catching me. Nothing was catching me. And the spirit of the lion follows me wherever I go. One day when I'm in Satan's kingdom, this guy says, the lion likes when you go in the shower. Mind you, the dream of Eve, and it started to rain on a lion. A lion likes water. So, as I'm looking for amulets, on the 13th is when I seen an imagery of a lion. The lion touched my left leg. When the lion touches me, my leg tingles because the lion is always standing next to me on the left. When the light being that I drew on the two pieces of paper, the lion is on the left of the light being, but I drew two light beings at that time. Also, the lamb that I drew the black lamb that I saw on the floor, the imagery of the lamb. I only drew the head, but I drew the face. I drew the face, the head, that's it. But then when I went to the table, I drew how I thought that the lamb would be sitting. Lo and behold, when I went back and I looked on the floor, it showed the exact outline of what I drew, how the lamb should be sitting. It wasn't there before. All I could see was the face, and that was it. But when I went back to look, there was an imagery of how the lamb was sitting and how I exactly drew it on the paper. I drew it on the paper first, and then I looked, and it was exactly how I drew it. There was no body there at first, it was just a head. But then all of a sudden I saw the body. And then as I drew that picture, in the background, I put a black background, and there was a face appears looking down upon the lamb. I challenge anyone to come. Anyone who can see if pictures or drawings or any of these things have been tampered with. Confirmation. Anyone, I challenge anyone to come and look at this. Anyone. In my drawings, there are a lot of things that I cannot explain, but the Holy Spirit is all in it. It's all over it. There's a lot more, because every vision that was sent to me, I drew. The only vision I didn't draw to me was the universe. That's the only vision I did not draw, was the universe. So, the amulet. On that day, on Friday the 13th, I saw a lion, and the lion touched my leg. At that point, I knew I was in the right place. So I was looking at lion amulets, looking. Nothing caught my eye until I came across one. And the lion touched my leg for a second time. I agreed to it. The lion agreed to it. The next thing you know, I didn't read the details just yet, but the lion liked it, and I liked it because it was not as detailed. It had character, so to speak. The amulet had character. The details on this were speaking about the root of David, the Lion of Judah, and it spoke about the Book of Seals. And I said, Holy Spirit, if you're really trying to tell me who I think you're trying to say that I am, I need you to prove it to me. I said, I'm not trying to tell you how to do it. I'm not trying to say how, I'm not trying to tell you how to do it. On this amulet, it said Revelations chapter 5, verse 5. and it spoke about the book. Like I said, when I said in Satan's kingdom, I will open the books. And then I hear this voice, God voice, on Friday the 13th. Now they're open. Then I find an amulet that said, the root of David. No, the tribe. No, the root of David. The tribe. Hold on, how does it go? It was the root. I don't want to look at my phone because I just got this music going. But anyway, it was saying something about the root of David. The line of Judah, root of David, the tribe of Israel. I mean, the tribe. I'm so sorry. I mean, I can't read. I can't really say it verbatim. But anyway, the main reason, the main thing is that it said the Book of Seals, is what it said on the amulet. The line agreed to it. I agreed to it before I even read the details. Lo and behold, this amulet is coming from Israel. I said, Holy Spirit, if you're trying to tell me, if you're trying to tell me what I think you're trying to tell me, I said, you have to show me. You have to show me in a way that I will not, that it just is undeniably, and there's no way no way that it could be phantom. It could be, I don't know the words I'm trying to use. It just can't be faked. I say, Holy Spirit, you send me someone that comes and tells me that you're the Messiah, that you are the Christ. But I say, I can't tell you how to do it, Holy Spirit. I said, do it the way that you're trying to show it to me. If this is really who you're trying to say I am, please show me. 27th of December, I received another fortune. And it reads, your dreams will guide you to an important revelations tonight. This was on the 27th of December. This was on the 27th of December. The word revelation on this amulet, it said revelation. The details on the amulet of the lion, tribe of Judah, root of David. It said Revelations chapter 5, verse 5. I am the Lion of Judah. I am the root of David. I ask you all to get your house in order. I ask that you, because there's a boat here. And if you haven't forgiven all those that you were supposed to forgive, if you haven't forgiven yourself, I'm going to tell you, there will be nothing I can do about it. When that boat leaves, it leaves that dock. There's nothing I can do about it. Nothing. Because it's not up to me in the end. It's up to the Holy Spirit. But I'm going to tell you, get your house in order. Because from here on out, it's going to be things that's going to happen that's going to be very unfathomed, that you will not believe. I suggest that you do not take this as a joke. I've showed you much as I could, so you will know exactly who I am. I cut a lot of tape. I've cut through a lot to get this done. I've been stopped. Everything has been thrown at me. The demonic realm has been very active. Very, very active. And there's so much more I can show you and tell you. Like I said, I will, anyone who knows how to tell paintings, drawings, have been tampered with or altered. I don't care who you get. Bring him. And I'll prove it. That I am the Lion of Judah. That I am the Christ. As sure as the Holy Spirit have me sitting here. And I'm not supposed to be here. I tell you, when I was in Satan's kingdom, I was in Sodom and Gomorrah. This was before I had trouble with an inmate, which I knew was devil activity in the first place. But in order to get removed out of a tank, you have to be fighting lewdness behavior. And I was doing neither one of them. The Holy Spirit, I tell you, an inmate slapped me. Why he did that, I don't know. And I went and I told the guard, you can call me what you want. You can say I'm a snitch or whatever. But it was wrong. And I know it was demonic activity. But I was moved to a room and I overheard someone say, moved to another room, and I overheard an inmate say, who is that? Who's the vegan? And it was a person that was sleeping up. I was sleeping up under, was asking who was the vegan. And he said to the other guys, he said, he's not even going to see it coming, I'm going to get him. And then I was moved to another tank. I'm going to tell you that because of this incident, I almost took my life. But the Holy Spirit said no. But then I was put in a room. It was Sodom and Gomorrah. If you don't know what Sodom and Gomorrah is, look it up. But it was very sexual type energy that was happening in this room. When I got to that room, I stood up and I said, I'm the vegan.